As I am sure you have heard, things are going really well at St. Mary's, and it's a true blessing to be working here. So welcome to the Alumnae Association Award presentation as part of Reunion Weekend. I am Kara O'Leary, a member of the class of 1989, and it is my great honor to serve as the Executive Director of Alumni Relations and Advancement. And it's truly a pleasure to welcome all of you this morning. There is always something very special about Reunion Weekend. Campus comes alive once again with laughter, stories, memories, and friendships that span generations. Over the past several days, alumni have traveled from near and far to return home to St. Mary's, to reconnect not only with one another, but also with the college that helped shape their lives in meaningful and lasting ways. This morning's program gives us an opportunity to celebrate another important St. Mary's tradition, recognizing alumni whose lives, leadership, and accomplishments reflect the very best the institution and its values. The women we honor today have made extraordinary contributions in their professions, their communities, their families, and the world around them. They lead with integrity. They serve with compassion. They embody the spirit of St. Mary's in deeply meaningful ways. And perhaps most importantly, they remind all of us of the enduring impact a St. Mary's education can have across a lifetime. One of the things I love most about these awards is that they tell a larger story about St. Mary's itself. They remind us that the mission of the college does not end at commencement. It continues through the lives of our alumni in classrooms, hospitals, boardrooms, studios, laboratories, parishes, nonprofits, communities, and homes around the world. Today, we have the privilege of celebrating women whose lives have strengthened and enriched that story. To our honorees, thank you. Thank you for the example you set, for the lives you have touched, and for the many ways you continue to make St. Mary's proud. And to the family members, classmates, colleagues, and friends who are here today to celebrate alongside them, welcome. We are so grateful you are part of this special occasion. It is now my pleasure to welcome President Conboy back to the stage to recognize these honorees.
We'll start with the Outstanding Young Alumna Award. The Outstanding Young Alumna Award honors an alumna who, within 15 years of graduation, demonstrates her leadership in her personal and professional accomplishments and engagement with the Alumnae Association of the college. This year, we honor Michelle Espinal, class of 2016, for her achievements in civil engineering, her ongoing mentorship to women in STEM, and her unwavering commitment in volunteering her time and talents both locally and globally. Espinal graduated from St. Mary's in 2016 with a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. She earned her 5-year dual degree, a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, from the University of Notre Dame in 2017. She began her career at Parsons Corporation, where she contributed to the design of major highway projects with the Illinois Tollway and the Indiana Department of Transportation. Also at Parsons, she worked to support critical construction efforts in Antarctica, advancing the modernization of the McMurdo Research Station, where she shared her experiences with fellow St. Mary's STEM students from Antarctica via Zoom. In 2024, she joined SpaceX as a construction project engineer and was promoted within a year to senior construction engineer. Her work contributes to missions that resupply the International Space Station, expand access to low Earth orbit, and advance the goal of making life multiplanetary. Espinal is involved with the St. Mary's STEM Professional Development Workshop Board, where she was the 2025 Early Career Speaker. Quote, Michelle works hard in a demanding professional career, and she continues to provide current engineering students with guidance and mentoring, said her nominator and St. Mary's College advisor, Tony Barstis, retired professor of chemistry and physics. For her service, leadership, and demonstration of the ideals, values, and mission of St. Mary's College, the Alumnae Association proudly presents the 2026 Outstanding Young Alumna Award to Michelle Espinal, class of 2016.
Hi, everyone. It's an honor to be here this weekend and share this moment with all of you. I hope you continue to remember and embrace the version of yourself that got you through 4 years of hard work and brought you to this very moment. Many times, I've reflected on how young we were when we made decisions about what we wanted to do for the rest of our lives. I think about my 16-year-old immigrant self and the moment I said goodbye to my Nicaraguan parents at the bus stop outside of Lamont. Life as I knew it changed in that moment, and nothing could have prepared me for everything that would unfold over the next decade across places like Antarctica and now into space. St. Mary's became our home, a place that challenged us to discover parts of ourselves that shape who we are today. This award represents a journey defined by adaptability, determination, and resilience. It also reminds me that growth is not only reflected in personal or professional accomplishments, but also in the ways we use our voice and knowledge to uplift and support one another. I'm grateful for the many debates in Spes Unica that taught me to never stay quiet. I'm thankful for my parents who believe in my journey without even knowing where that would take me, and for the friends that have kept me grounded along the way. Also for all the mentors, some of them who will be here today. I'm thankful for all of the times that I stepped in their office with many questions. I hope the journeys you've taken continue to reveal new parts of yourself and the world around you. Thank you all for your time and for this incredible honor.
I don't want to be responsible for anyone tripping on the steps with something sharp, or that could be sharp. Michelle, thank you so much for those words, and wow, I have to say, I became aware of Michelle a few years ago when I learned that we had a graduate in Antarctica doing construction, projects that were extraordinary as an engineer, and now she's helping to supply the International Space Station. She just graduated in 2016, so I'm not sure how this happens, but St. Mary's woman. Now, the 2026 Humanitas Award. The Humanitas Award, presented annually by the Alumnae Association of St. Mary's College, recognizes an alumna for her personal and volunteer accomplishments and her concern for the welfare of humanity. She exemplifies the qualities of dedication, compassion, selflessness, and sacrifice through social action, education, and reform within the community, the church, and the world. This year's recipient is Lynn Griffin Gordon, class of 1977, for elevating the lives of refugees through her volunteer work with Catholic Charities of Chicago and as the founder and CEO of Madonna Mission, an organization that supports and empowers refugee families in Chicago. Gordon graduated from St. Mary's with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and Social Work. At the college, she studied under the influential Dr. Bruno Schlesinger, founder of the Christian Culture Program, now the Department of Humanistic Studies. Schlesinger was also a refugee who fled Vienna under the Nazi occupation, escaping to France. Quote, "I recall that she would come back to the dorm and share how moved she was by his lectures," said her friend and college roommate and nominator, Karen Van Gemmert, 78. In 2005, Gordon volunteered through the Chicago Catholic Charities Refugee Resettlement Program, tutoring refugee children in their apartments. Gordon soon realized that the mothers were eager to learn English in order to become self-sufficient and productive members of their new community. Recognizing a need for continued support for refugees, in 2011, Gordon founded Madonna Mission, a not-for-profit organization that restores and promotes human dignity through education, and it's inspired by the Blessed Virgin Mary. Madonna Mission has grown in scope and in service, offering ESL classes, after-school programs, and a summer Learning in Action program. For her remarkable service, compassion, and commitment to her community, the Alumnae Association is proud to present the 2026 Humanitas Award to Lynn, Griffin, Gordon, class of 1977.
Thank you. It is my privilege to receive the 2026 St. Mary's College Humanitas Award. On behalf of Madonna Mission, I'm sincerely grateful to the Alumnae Association Board of Directors for selecting the work of Madonna Mission to be honored in this very special way. I'm very thankful to the friends and colleagues that nominated me, my college roommate Karen Van Gemmert, class of 1978 St. Mary's College, two founding board members, my daughter, Jacqueline Gordon Cassell, and Lisa Ott, a St. Mary's College 1978 alum. And Peggy Forbes, Madonna Mission Executive Director, who helped Karen put all this information together, and also Sister Monica Seelman, a sister of the Blessed Virgin Mary Order, who has faithfully served as a tutor at Madonna Mission for 14 years. As I reflect on more than 22 years of working with refugees and nearly 15 years since founding Madonna Mission, I marvel at the significant role that St. Mary's College played in shaping my journey. Building on the strong Catholic foundation of my upbringing, my years at St. Mary's profoundly deepened my faith. In simple but powerful moments, stopping able to enter a daily mass in the next classroom during the day, every day, attending Dr. Bruno Schlesinger's lectures, and often recalling when he told us all we each have special gifts from God. Quickly racing through Madaleva Hall, only to stop for a little bit to read Sister Madaleva's poignant quote, "Why do they hurry, hurry so?" Believe me, as I aged, that carries a lot of weight and a lot of wisdom. And also spending quiet moments alone in the Holy Spirit Chapel, letting Mary's grace settle into my heart and really feeling the sense of peace in that stillness of that beautiful chapel. Over the years, I have come to realize how deeply aligned the missions of St. Mary's College and Madonna Mission truly are. St. Mary's seeks to foster an inclusive academic community where students discover and develop their talents as they make a difference in the world. Madonna Mission was founded to provide academic support programs for refugees hoping to rebuild their lives. It is not an easy journey for these families, but our compassionate and inclusive community of volunteers and tutors share their time and talents, providing encouragement and hope in all the students. Last year alone, more than 500 volunteers made an impactful difference in our Madonna Mission world. The St. Mary's motto, Spes Unica, only hope, beautifully captures what we strive to live each and every day at Madonna Mission. Hope is alive in our classrooms and the hearts of each refugee student that comes through our doors. And for that hope, and for the role that St. Mary's really played in nurturing that hope inside me, I will always be grateful. Thank you.
I knew as we received that last question after my remarks that we would be recognizing someone who in fact is doing such an incredible job of doing work with refugees, and I'm sure we could probably learn something as well for our own future and our ways of serving our students. So thank you so much. The 2026 Alumna Achievement Award. The Alumna Achievement Award honors a woman who exemplifies the standards, ideals, and mission of St. Mary's College. This year's recipient is Molly Kathleen McVoy, class of 2001. Throughout her career, McVoy has exemplified St. Mary's core values of justice, community, faith, and spirituality. Through her care, research, and innovation in the delivery of mental health service for children and adolescents. Following her graduation from St. Mary's College, where she earned her Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, McVoy obtained her Doctor of Medicine degree from the University of Cincinnati Medical School in 2005. She completed her fellowship at Case Western Reserve University Hospital. Currently, she serves as child and adolescent psychiatrist at University Hospital's Cleveland Medical Center and as an associate professor of psychiatry, Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine. In 2025, Dr. McVoy was named the Rocco Motto Endowed Chair of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, a prestigious academic position that recognizes her work in multi-generational research in behavioral health and her impact in clinical care, academic advancement, and behavioral health initiatives in Northeast Ohio. She's also the author of 69 scholarly publications in the field of adolescent and child psychiatry. That was last week. It could be 70 by now. In 2014, she adopted her son, Samuel Edward McVoy, whom she met at an orphanage in Honduras, a decision that inspired one of her many nominators. Quote, "During my time as an alumna and a member of the Cleveland Alumnae Club, I have had immense pleasure in getting to know Molly," said her friend Kathleen, Policy 01. "I am continually inspired by Molly's spirit and drive, including her decision to become a single mother of Sam." For her remarkable service and leadership, the Alumnae Association proudly presents the 2026 Alumna Achievement Award to Molly Kathleen McVoy, class of 2001.
Thank you, President Conboy. Thank you to the Alumnae Association Board of Directors. I've had the privilege of speaking at two of my graduations, my high school graduation and my medical school graduation. Both times I was nervous, not about what I was going to say, about falling up or down the stairs. Today is no different. I made it up. We'll keep our fingers crossed on the way down. At both of those graduations, I used the same Cherokee proverb to anchor what I wanted to say. When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life in such a manner that when you die, the world cries, and you rejoice. I love this proverb, And I should also tell you, I didn't just cry when I was born. I cry at nearly everything. I'm already crying now. Big feelings, proud moments, tired moments, all of medical school, intern year, raising Sam. The proverb says, when you were born, you cried. In my case, I've never really stopped. I will also certainly cry today. I'm already crying, so that's for sure true. St. Mary's is the anchor in my life between those two moments. It is where I became who I am. My mom, Linda, graduated from St. Mary's, class of 74. My dad, Pete, from Notre Dame, class of 73. My mom is the original SMIC chick, even before the Sustainable Farm. She's the original SMIC chick, my rock, and the reason this place felt like home before I ever stepped foot on campus. My sister Katie, class of 03, is also here today. She's Notre Dame, class of 2006, their law school. People sometimes say she followed me here. That's not really right. Katie doesn't follow anyone. She's a force entirely her own, and St. Mary's was lucky to have her. And my roommates, Chris, Kelly, Andrea, Mary, and Alice, the Mack sisters, thank you for coming Saturday morning of reunion weekend to be here. My family, parents know all of you and love every one of you. They are part of every story this campus holds. The academic ones, the tailgating ones, the ones that may or may not have involved closing the backer. These women are still incredibly significant parts of my life 25 years later. That is not an accident. That is St. Mary's. But I also want to talk about something else St. Mary's gave me, a lesson I didn't really understand until much later. I spent a lot of time at St. Mary's going from 3 a.m. deadlines at the Observer back here to 8 a.m. physical chemistry classes. Crazy hours, incredible people, and absolutely no sleep. I didn't know it then, but I was already learning this lesson. Dr. Tony Barstis, my physical chemistry professor, she would make this explicit. There is no contradiction in doing all of these things fully. Dr. Barstis was one of my favorites. She was my first chemistry professor and one of my first mentors. There were 5 chemistry majors in our graduating class. For St. Mary's, that's a lot. She pushed us hard, sent us home with complicated equations that I would have no idea they would look like a foreign language to me today. She also took us to dinner at a winery because she was proud of us and called us when we missed class, not because we were in trouble, but to just make sure we were okay. She saw no contradiction between ambition and care. I didn't really have words for it then, but that is what St. Mary's, at its best, looks like in a person. I'm a child and adolescent psychiatrist. I hold an endowed professorship at Case. I lead a research program. I train the next generation of child psychiatrists. I also work 4 days a week so that I get to spend some time with my son, Sam. That son is Sam, also here, thank you, Sam, taller than me, in size 13 shoes. I was blessed to adopt him as a single mom from Honduras with an enormous amount of support from my mom, who, as I mentioned, knows a thing or two about what St. Mary's women are capable of. People sometimes look at these two things, the career and the part-time work, and see contradiction. Dr. Barstis first taught me, it's not. St. Mary's taught me, this is not a contradiction. Ambition and care are not opposites. The proverb says, live your life so that when you die, the world cries and you rejoice. St. Mary's gave me the foundation to try to do just that. The values, the friendships, professors like Dr. Barstis, who showed me what it's like to hold ambition and care in the same hands. Parents like mine, who love this place enough to send their 2 daughters here, and who showed up for every story along the way. Mom, Dad, Katie, my roomies, Sam. This award tells me I might be getting somewhere, and I'm crying again. Thank you so much.
Wow. Just every single one is so incredible. And I just have to say, too, I spoke earlier about the power of endowed faculty positions. And it's not just that they're powerful here. We just heard somebody say with a lot of pride in her voice, I hold an endowed chair. And I love that. So yes, congratulations. And really, what a wonderful career you've had and life you've had. And let it go on for a long time before anybody is crying or rejoicing. The 2026 Distinguished Alumna Award. The Distinguished Alumna Award honors an alumna who exemplifies the standards, ideals, and mission of St. Mary's College and has distinguished herself through consistent support of St. Mary's by her ongoing work for the Alumnae Association. This year, we posthumously honor Leslie Wilson, class of 1976, for her distinguished career in global humanitarianism and for the connections she fostered among alumni across generations. Wilson earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in sociology from St. Mary's College, a Master of Science in Administration from the University of Notre Dame, and a Master of Arts in Liberal Studies from Northwestern University. She joined the staff of St. Mary's, serving as Director of Regina Hall, an admissions counselor, and as Director of Alumni Relations. In the early 1990s, Wilson joined the Peace Corps, volunteering in Thailand, where she made lifelong friends and commenced her work as a global humanitarian. Over her 4-decade career in humanitarian services, she held leadership roles with the American Refugee Committee, the Peace Corps, Save the Children, and Church World Services. Wilson loved to travel and was co-founder of Women on the Move, a group of diverse friends from many walks of Leslie's life, intrepid women who traveled the world. Quote, she has a talent for connecting classmates across majors, interests, residence halls, and groups of friends, both as a student and as an alumna. Her friends become your friends, and she was tenacious about staying in touch and fostering those connections, said her fellow class of 1976 Bells who nominated Wilson. Created to honor a St. Mary's College alumna who demonstrates the standards, ideals, and mission of St. Mary's College, and who has distinguished herself through consistent support of St. Mary's and ongoing work for the Alumnae Association, we posthumously honor Leslie Wilson, class of 1976, with the 2026 Distinguished Alumna Award. And I know that we will now have the award accepted on her behalf.
Can't see that. Thank you so much. Gonna hold it together. I'm Amy Wilson, Leslie's sister, and this is my brother Bruce Wilson. We're here to accept this honor on her behalf, along with some friends from past and present who are just overjoyed that she has received this award. I'm the sister that she couldn't convince to come to St. Mary's, sorry. My bad. Her dear friend and classmate, Mary Ellen Stumpf, had hoped to be here to accept on her behalf, but she wasn't able to make it, and so she wrote these words that I'm going to share with you. On behalf of Leslie's classmates, our family, and all of her global friends, we accept this award, so well deserved. Oh, how Leslie would have enjoyed being here for this, her 50th reunion, Another unique opportunity for her to gather, reflect, and celebrate with all of you. Everything was extraordinary and exemplary about Leslie. Her legacy of work, her worldwide initiatives, the dedication of her life to help humankind, her indefatigable, Lisa, I said it right, energy for doing good in this world. I had to look that word up on how to pronounce it. Her passion, organizing and mobilizing people and organizations to good in this world. And there was her unwavering opinions, her outrageous humor, and her fierce love of family, friends, and of St. Mary's College. Here as a student and as a trailblazing, transforming professional, Leslie's mind, her heart, and her spirituality were nurtured, forging a remarkable and lifelong connection with the college. May her life be a light for all of us. Thank you, Dr. Conboy, the Alumnae Association, for bestowing this great honor on our sister and friend. Thank you.
Congratulations to all our honorees. This is a very emotional moment, and I know many of you in the room knew Leslie, because if you ever met Leslie, then you knew her and didn't forget her. And I was one of those lucky people, and one of the people who was so shocked to learn of her truly untimely death. So I'm grateful that her family could be here with us, that friends could be here with us, that all of you could be here just to hear about a woman who did such extraordinary things in her life. And we know that that's true of many St. Mary's graduates, and we also know that some rise to a level that we really want to honor. I'm about to say that we're going to move out to our reunion picnic. But before I do, once I move out of the light, the first time I moved out of the light moved with me. That was weird. But anyway, when I was standing over here, I was able to see a little bit more out here. And so I do want to embarrass my friend Ann Reynolds Pyron, who I can see from over there and hardly see from here. Ann is here this year celebrating her 76th reunion. And she stands up with no assistance from arm rests or anything. It's just totally remarkable to me, since she's got a number of years on my mom. And so anyway, I just want to say Anne is remarkable, and I had to think about it because when I was standing over there, I was hearing someone say, not a lot of us chemistry majors. Class of 1950, chemistry major, Ann Pyron. Yes, so... And she went out and worked in pharmaceuticals at that moment when you didn't find a lot of women in pharmaceuticals. So, I think that she's pretty amazing. But I think the most amazing thing is that she loves St. Mary's so much that she has never missed a reunion in all those years, including, although her reunion year would have been in 2020, and we were, of course, under some lockdown at that moment. We had a makeup reunion the next year, and she made sure to get here for the makeup reunion. So she never missed a single one, which is just remarkable. And I'll be recognizing her tonight, but since I caught a glimpse of her, I thought I would mention it here since not all of you might be there, and it's pretty amazing. Great love for St. Mary's. Want to see all of you here for your 76th. So we're proud to celebrate all the remarkable women that we just celebrated, including Anne, and just to continue to reflect on the spirit of St. Mary's and the ways in which they go out and ring true that spirit in the world. So I'm now inviting all of you to continue the celebration at the reunion picnic right over on the library green. And I hope you enjoy the rest of reunion weekend, and I'm sure I'll see you here and there on campus because I'll be around. Thank you.